We do it, and we are having fun in studio with Ron Solsrud, co-owner of Petland of Iowa City. Good morning, Ron.
Good morning.
Jumping right into it, you have your full production going on. Where can you find the show, Ron?
You can find it here on AM 800 every Sunday morning at 9, but you can also go to YouTube. We record it live on Thursdays at 9, so that you can go to YouTube. Oh, but you can't make it there Thursdays, and you can actually just watch the recording then. If you ever wanted to see, what does Jerry look like? What does Ronnie look like? We're not promoting that, but yes, you can see what we look like on there and what we do and how crazy and fun it gets in the studio and all that kind of stuff.
I'm going to start calling you Ronnie from now on.
YouTube. So just search out PAWSitively Petland Show, and it'll come up on YouTube. Or you can go to Facebook, search Petland, Iowa City, and on our Facebook, you'll actually see a recording, 360-degree video of us doing our spiel as well. And you can watch that live on Facebook while we're doing it, but you can also go and see that recording. So all these different places: YouTube, Facebook, AM 800. That's it.
There it is. We've got you full covered. What are we talking about this week?
We are talking about the German Shepherd. Is that the right breed for your family? And then we're going to go into training don'ts. We always talk about training do's, but I think it's important to cover the, hey, I heard this works. And we'll discuss the don'ts and why you shouldn't do it. We won't spend as much time on the do's this day, just to get those don'ts out of the way.
There it is. And so we're talking, so what's one of the top things that, one of the top things that we're doing wrong?
You know, one of the things that I thought a long time ago, I think it's around 15 years ago, I had yet to have a dog. I was in a family with a lot of kids, and my mom and dad said, we've got enough. So I didn't get to have those dogs or cats growing up. I got to play and babysit a lot of dogs and cats. What I heard and learned growing up and found out was entirely wrong: when that dog poops in the house, what do?
Grab a newspaper and spank it on the butt.
Oh, yeah, that too. That's probably bad. Well, that is bad. No, what do you do with their nose? You put it.
Yeah, you stick it into it.
So we'll talk about that. That's wrong. Don't do it. And you actually are giving it a treat in an odd way. And so we'll talk about why is that a treat for a dog. So that was one of the things that I learned, 15 years ago.
Did you say the word poop?
I don't remember.
I don't think you did.
Wait, no, I had to have.
No, you didn't. All you said was stick its nose in it.
So I'm
inferred it, but you didn't actually say it. I'll be keeping track.
Okay, so we're gonna try to not say it, but we know we will. So yeah, that was one of them. The whole sticking their nose in that stuff and making that happen. So yeah, so that was one of them. After we say all of them, that's when you might. I don't think you're going to do it, but you might come back and go, oh, I did that. Or maybe I did that at a younger age or something. And I found out that it didn't work.
There's nothing else that sticks out in my head because we always had dogs. So I don't remember. And we never beat our dogs with newspapers or anything like that. I was just going.
And we're not condoning that.
Yeah, we're just, that was kind of the obvious is, punish the dog for pooping, and so that was an obvious one, but no, we never beat our dogs or anything like that. Don't kick them. Don't abuse your puppies.
And that's what we're going to talk about, all that here on that show. What don't do, because not only is it wrong, but you're also not doing anything positive for that dog. You don't think you're going down, oh, well, this is the way I, do things and it works, and doesn't work. And we're going to talk a little bit. Here's some alternatives, but anyways, German Shepherds. Do you have a story by chance that you would like to share with us
about a German Shepherd?
No, just about a crazy good story about a pet this week. No,
I don't think so.
No.
Oh, I already mentioned it when Wally was in studio. Mayor John Lindell's
that was it.
German Shepherd.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, no, that was the only pet that I had in a serious interaction with.
That's our amazing pet story for the week.
I forgot to print one off.
Well,
I apologize.
Well, you could go. I was actually working with you on this.
Okay.
That is the amazing pet story for
the
week.
It's the amazing pet story of the week. Is Wally was in studio and he's a rescue dog. You mentioned also a lot of different things as far as rescue, and he was in the pound.
Oh.
Not the pound. What do you call it? The shelter.
The animal shelter?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So getting on to a German Shepherd, is that the right breed for you? When I say German Shepherd, you say no.
When I say German, you say Shepherd. German.
Shepherd.
There it is.
All right. What do you think of? What are the top 3 things you think of when I say German Shepherd?
Big, strong, and confident.
Okay, I thought police dog would come out somewhere in there too.
Yeah, okay, that's up there.
Maybe it's the top 10.
Yep.
All right, the German Shepherd. Oh, if you wanted to read along with me right now, what I'm doing is I go to petlandiowacity.com. Under breeds, it's a little button at the top of the page. It links you to all sorts of descriptions for different breeds that are out there. And I just migrated to German Shepherd. So the German Shepherd dog is hailed as the world's leading police guard and military dog. However, this dependable breed is more than its 9-to-5 job. So the German Shepherd is one of actually multiple breeds that the military and our police department use for their dogs. They also use the Malinois, which it looks very similar to a German Shepherd, but it is a different breed. It has a little bit of a different path in its past. So going back onto the German Shepherds, consistently one of the United States' most popular breeds, according to the AKC. Registration statistics, the German Shepherd dog is also a loving family companion, herder, and show competitor. The breed is approachable, direct, and fearless with a strong muscular body. Pointing at the German Shepherd, I think the TV and the news has really painted a picture of the German Shepherd is kind of a guard dog. That is true, but the only reason why it is that way is because it's very trainable as well. It is a family dog, and that is definitely the way the breeders today are breeding them. They're breeding the nice and all that kind of stuff back to the other German Shepherds and all that. So the breed is a very family-oriented dog, and that's the way you're going to find it. You're going to also find, though, it's very trainable as well. It is phenomenal, and we've had the canine officers on the show, and we're actually due for another canine officer to make a visit. They tell you stories, and it is amazing what the German Shepherds, Malinois, and other breeds are able to do with the training, because we've tapped into that, their knowledge specifically on scent, and what they're, I think the officers quite often are saying, "What are you trying to tell me? I know you know what's going on, but I can't figure it out," kind of thing. And then when they figure it out, they go, "Gosh, that dog knew that 30 minutes ago." So really smart dog. History: the German Shepherd dog originated in 1899 at Karlsruhe, Germany, due to the efforts of Captain Max von Schwitznitz and others. Derived from the old breeds of herding and farm dogs, the German Shepherd dog exhibited in America was in 1907. The fame associated with what movie? Everybody's saying it except for you, Jerry.
Why am I not getting this?
Rin Tin Tin and Strongheart, two members of the breeds whose
I've never seen it, that's why.
Or Rin Tin Tin? Oh, you probably have.
We're recording the show right now.
We're doing really good in here. We're just recording a show. Two members of the breed whose movies played on, we had a little vignette there, played on variations of the boy and his dog theme, shot the popularity of the breed sky high. Temperament, energetic, and fun-loving. So this is a dog, when they get older, yes, they are going to be a little bit more on that lazy side of things, but they definitely need to get out and run as a puppy and as an adult. Energetic and fun-loving, the breed is very fond of children. Once a relationship is established, he is a loyal family pet and a good guard dog. Now, don't ever train a dog to be a guard dog. That path has been proven so many times. You know what? That's gonna. I didn't even have that on my training don'ts for later on. But when a dog. We just think a guard dog is a dog that's mean. So when we get into that situation where we're trying to make sure our dog is, mean when appropriate, we don't know how to control that behavior so that they're not mean at other times.
I was walking past somebody who was walking their dog. It was like a
Iowa freshman phenom Spencer Lee was the toast of the state capitol yesterday. I'm KCRG TV9 Scott Sable. Lee was recognized by the Iowa House and Senate with a resolution congratulating him for winning the NCAA Wrestling 125-pound national title. Colonels raised their record to 5-0 last night, beating the Peoria Chiefs 12-9. Alex Kirilloff with
Sorry about that.
You're fine.
Just defeated.
Capitol yesterday.
So that they're not mean at other times.
I was walking past somebody who was walking their
It right now.
So I was walking past somebody just the other day, and her Labrador kind of golden retriever thing, you could see its teeth snarling at me, and she was yanking back on the leash, and she kept saying, "Yes, you don't like men, do you? You don't like men."
Whoa.
Yeah, and I was just like,
that's unfortunate.
I was like, you're encouraging that dog to go after males or men when they're out and about. And I was like, nope, that's probably not. I didn't say anything. I just kind of walked around.
Yeah, I mean, if at all you're like going, wait, I disagree with what Jerry and Ron are saying right now, just go talk with animal control, and they'll tell you about unbelievably sob stories of dogs that were trained to be an angry dog, only meant to be it in this situation. But then, since they're not experts on training, the dog transferred that anger across a very wide swath. It got into some bad situations, and now the owner had to bail out because they couldn't control it anymore. And now it's sitting at the animal control, and animal control, sees this all the time, and they're gonna, chime in and say, just don't train a dog to be mean. That's just not right for the dog. And most of us are not expert trainers, so let's keep it on the light side kind of thing. So that is on there, praising for poor behaviors. Don't do it. So we'll get to that in a little bit here. So back on that friendly German Shepherd theme. So they rounding it up. Let's see here. Energetic. We said family. It's a loyal family dog, which means that if you are going down that path of I want a dog for protection, don't even train it for that. And in the German Shepherd is a case in point, but I think every dog is in this path. When you get into an unfortunate situation where something bad is happening to you, your dog is going to come to life at that moment. I know, and we know it in our houses. Jerry, when you roughhoused, or with somebody roughhoused with you, or those situations, and your dog was in the same room, what typically happens? The dog starts barking
or defending you.
Yeah, and kind of getting into the crouch and everything, and then everybody goes, "Whoa!" We all need to back off right now, even though we might have been having some fun, because look at what was happening to the dog. The dog naturally goes into, hey, somebody's hurting part of my pack. I don't like this. I feel uncomfortable, that kind of a thing. It's a natural tendency for them to do. Let's not promote it so that it's a wide swath, though. So range in size, 22 to 26 inches tall at the shoulder. That's not at the top of the head. That is at the shoulder. They're great herding dogs and very trainable. Apartments, and I like how AKC is doing this now. Apartment is okay. And you might be going, that's not right. This is a large breed dog. What they're finding is that people with houses and everything, we're not letting the dogs out. So just because you have a big or a small place that you're living in doesn't necessarily mean what you're going to really do with that dog. What really counts is that you need to get the dog out. Long term, AKC is even saying that the German Shepherd is low activities, indoor and outdoor. But know that as a puppy and as a young adult, it's going to have energy. You're going to want to go running and all that kind of stuff with it. Exercise, daily moderate to extended exercise. So they're more on the endurance size, extended, throwing the ball out in the yard kind of a thing. May become restless without training, which is telling you this is a very smart dog. Poodles are in this category. and a lot of other breeds that they train and they learn really quickly. And if you're not training them, they then get bored. Susie at our house is a Maltese poodle, that smartness, and you can see it in Susie's eyes when you're not working with her. And we might call it training. She's calling it playing, interacting. I love communicating with you, kind of a thing. And so Susie loves working with us on playing and all that. German Shepherd, they love that. Daily brushing. It is a shedding dog. Make no bones about it. Furminator is going to be needed for a German Shepherd because of that. It will significantly reduce the amount of shed in your house, the Furminator, that is. Bathe when necessary. And then heavy, it says average shedding, but heavy seasonal shedding, which is typical for dogs. They are seasonal shedders. So that is the German Shepherd in a nutshell. And we got into a little bit of the training do's and don'ts. Are you ready to go into that even further now?
You only have 5 minutes. So.
5 minutes. So I'm glad we were doing it. All right. Yelling is the first training don't. Let's put some common sense to this. Your dog is, let's say, barking and getting very loud. And now you are getting really loud. What do you think the dog's thinking at this point? Oh, you're matching my behavior. I'm going to go further. So you're yelling, I'm yelling, kind of a thing. Or I'm barking, you're barking is that. So yelling is not effective, especially long term. You might get your dog's attention the first couple of times or for a while, but the dog is then going to start going, oh, well, nothing bad happened. They just yelled and I was yelling too. So I'm going to keep on going. So it's kind of like that crying child in the grocery store when the parent matches the yelling with the child. It just doesn't work. So yelling doesn't work and leads to other bad behaviors like barking, like that whole submissive, what they call submissive wetting. That is actually an intentional wetting, and they do it because they're out of respect to you. So yelling doesn't work. Hitting, like what you're saying, doesn't work. Had a neighbor that a long time ago, this is like 20 years ago, and he goes, I screwed up. He goes, I'll totally admit it. He goes, when the dog was a puppy, it was peeing and pooping in the house. I swatted it. And he goes, and I was wrong. And he goes, and now I'm paying for it because the submissive wetting, when he walks in the door, he goes, hey, honey, I'm home. The dog immediately pees. And so that's the unfortunate consequence of doing these bad, kind of training behaviors. So yelling and hitting does not work. Do you know another thing that doesn't work? Doing nothing. If you don't train your dog and just think that the thing, something's going to change, that doesn't work. There's so many of us out there when the dog yells, I'm going to ignore the behavior. Oh, pees in the bathroom or what? I'm going to ignore the behavior. It doesn't work. You do have to put boundaries on your dog. And that's what we talk about in other shows. And we'll talk about next show, what should we do and put boundaries on them, but doing nothing. So if your dog is a barking dog and you're getting into trouble, that's society coming in on you. Not only do you know that barking is excessive and not appropriate, but society is also telling you, your neighbors, the person on the other side of the wall is telling you the same thing. Take action. The worst thing to do is do nothing and just ignore the behavior. Putting their nose in it, we talked about a little bit, that doesn't work. Oh, they actually like the taste of the poop. I know that sounds gross to everybody. But they don't digest their food as much as we do. On top of that, they have a scent of smell that is far beyond what we can even comprehend. They smell like we see, and they don't see like we do see. But putting their nose in it, they actually went, yeah, I can taste a little nutrition in there. I might go for that. So actually doing it is actually promoting them to do it some more. Dogs actually eat that stuff, and I know it's gross right now, so we'll move on. Praising for poor behavior. You actually had that. You go. That's a man, and all that kind of stuff. That's not a good thing to be training anybody. And our society, for some reason, feels that way about men and dogs, because when you talk with the average person, yeah, my dog flips out when a man is around, especially a man with a hat. Now, I don't think we quite understand what's going on there, but we don't want to promote that behavior, especially. We all say, oh, something must have bad happened with a man with a hat or with a man. Let's not, I mean, let's say that I don't even care if that was true or not. Let's not allow the behavior to go forward. Let's put boundaries on our dogs so that they understand what appropriate behavior is and inappropriate behavior. That's something that we do with our children. We do it with our spouses and everything. So we need to do that also with our dogs. How much time do we have?
About 45 seconds.
All right, my last one, changing foods for finicky eaters. If you are feeding a good nutrition to your dog, you got to do what we do with our children. And sometimes those finicky husbands, I think Jerry might be in this. I don't know.
Maybe.
Probably not. I eat everything, so I don't have that problem. Why do I eat everything? Because when I was a child, I was not allowed to leave the table for 30 minutes or whatever because I wasn't eating my broccoli because I refused to even try it. I then was sent to bed hungry. Guess what? I woke up really hungry and I'm like, I ain't doing that again. And so then I ate the meal and all that kind of stuff. We can do that with our dogs. And I do that almost weekly with my own dogs. Today, this morning, Callie would not eat her meal. She looked at it and she ran away outside. And I said, well, okay, we just lost our meal.
How do we find out about you in Petland?
We are Petland of Iowa City, located at the Marketplace Mall, across from the parking lot from Lucky's Market, and soon to be Joanne's. I saw their lights are on in there. They got fixtures in there. They're getting the parking lot ready and all that. So that's going to be a fun time. And those movie theaters over there, we're just across the parking lot from that. Hours of operation today are from noon until 6. That's Sunday. All other days, we are open from, that's Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. till 9 p.m. You want to learn more about us? Look at petlandiowacity.com. You want to know where we get our puppies from? Look up petlandcares.com, and you'll learn a lot of what we do in our communities, how we research our breeders, and what we do for our local shelters and everything.
The Positively Petland Show Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock on Iowa City's News and Sports Station 800 KXIC. Have a great week.